All the mailbag questions you see are from our live audience here on Chat Sports. So subscribe. That way you can get your questions answered live. I don't see ESPN ever doing this, folks. All right, first up from Robby Grayuski, however you say it, Robbie. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Thoughts on Jordyn Brooks on his performance/injury? I thought he was pretty solid against the Colts. I thought that game he played well. I think the past 2 games, I've had some issues. He's only missed 1 tackle. That's not bad. I think he's still a solid tackler, run support guy. The coverage issues have been a problem. I'll put it this way. So across the entirety of last year, and I'm using Pro Football References stats here, targeted 25 times, 78 completions, 139 yards, 1 touchdown. This year, he's already been targeted 18 times, allowed 13 catches, a higher rate for 125, so more yards per completion and target, and 2 touchdowns. The coverage issues that we were concerned about coming out of Texas Tech are showing themselves early right now for Brooks. It's not all his fault. That defense has issues, but I was hoping for a bit more of a true full-fledged breakout year than what I've seen so far. I'm excited about him, but it might take a bit longer than the immediate switch I was hoping for this season. Isaiah 6, if Arizona wins this week, are they number 1 on the power rankings? It's a good question. So I'm sure Isaiah saw, but we have our NFL Power Rankings video put out every single Tuesday morning. If they take down the Rams, I can only speak for myself, but I think you're going to see the Arizona Cardinals at number 1 on that list. From Nathan Beckman, do you think Azeez Ojulari can win Rookie of the Year? I think he's been really good so far. He's got, 3 sacks? Something like that. He fell in the draft from, I thought, a first-round talent to round 2 because he had some medical stuff. Part of the Rookie of the Year, fair or not, has to be on, in general, a good football team, has to have some hype from the media, and to an extent has to put up great numbers. I think Ojulari can get 2 of those. I'm worried, though, and this might impact his stats as well, that if the Giants stay bad, he might not have that many good situations to get more sacks. So far, though, especially from the Giants' perspective, they should be feeling pretty good about what they've got in their second-round pick. From Clint, is there a defensive end the Chiefs could trade for? I mean, I think if you're KC, you're exploring options. I had said maybe wait a little bit last week, and now I'm like, okay, you got to make some changes here. There aren't a lot of great edges. Here's a name I'll throw out there. Bad football team, rebuilding. They already moved away from C.J. Henderson. K'Lavon Chaisson was a raw developmental edge. I liked him, but I knew it was going to take time. If Jacksonville is impatient again, maybe you call about him. DeJuan Smoot, for reasons that I don't understand, is out-snapping Chaisson. Buy low candidate, move a 3rd or a 4th round pick. If the Jags say yes, I would do that if I were Kansas City. Now, sticking with that kind of theme of the question there, I want you guys to name a player who you want your team to trade for. You can keep it realistic, please, but you don't have to. Get your votes in for me in the comments section. Juan Hernandez, do you believe the Raiders could win the Super Bowl? I think a lot of this comes down to how the supporting cast fares. I have been very impressed by Derek Carr. Everybody with eyes should think Derek Carr has played like a legitimate MVP candidate through, admittedly, only 3 games. The defensive pass rush has been impressive. But in years past, after a hot start, we've seen the Raiders kind of collapse down the stretch. I hope that does not happen. They look like a potential playoff team in the best division, mind you, I think, in football. So it's going to be tough for Las Vegas this year. But if they can make the playoffs, which I think they can, then yeah, they have a real shot. From John Vids, who do you think has been the most impressive rookie? Ooh, good questions. I think there are a lot of them who have fared very well so far. Someone mentioned Azeez Ojulari earlier. Yeah, I think there's been a lot of great plays so far from Micah Parsons. Trey Lance has been quiet. I think Jamar Chase, the Bengals receiver, has played well. Before his injury, J.C. Horn was playing really, really well. Unimpressed so far by Justin Fields. Rashawn Slater, the left tackle. I'm focused on first-round guys here. He's been really impressive. Kwity Paye, before he got hurt, was showing some promise there. Najee Harris has been good volume in the air, but hasn't done a lot to the ground. Producer Jeremy mentioned Odafe Oweh earlier. He's been solid. Some late-round guys have shown some ability as well. It's still a process. Devonta Smith has flashed too. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah has played pretty well on top of that. So those are just some of the rookies I've been impressed by so far. I've been unimpressed so far by Chase and Harrison here at Chat Sports. Their NFL picks have been a disaster. If you want to fade them, feel free. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. When you use promo code NFL Daily and use that URL and you put down $100, you'll get a 125% deposit bonus. Unlike those two, I'm hot right now. I lead the Chat Sports office. Regression coming from cockiness? Maybe. Karma's real. But my Week 3 picks last week, Titans hit. Bills hit. Falcons, Rams, Cowboys, they all hit. And oh, by the way, because of the way I bet on those games, folks, guess what happened? I parlayed them all. I won $130 on a $5 bet. Pretty good return there. My picks this week, Browns, -2 at Minnesota. Washington, -1 at Atlanta. The Ravens, a pick 'em on the road. These three lines worry me. That's smaller than what I thought they would be. I often lose those, but I'm feeling good right now. Chiefs, -9 against Philly, and the Chargers, -3.5. I'm parlaying them again. If I hit on my $5 bet, another $125 coming my way. From Zane Gall, which NFL teams that are 3-0 are contenders and which are pretenders? So the Raiders, I'm going contenders here. The Denver Broncos have been very impressive. I want to see them against better competition. I mean, again, I don't always love the who have you played argument in the NFL. It is the NFL after all, but let's also remember who Denver's played. The Jets, the Jags, and the Giants. The Broncos have played the easiest schedule in the NFL. They're supposed to have beaten those teams. I want to mention the Cardinals and Rams. I'm going to go contenders there as well. I want to believe in Carolina. I'm not all the way sold on them, but I do think they're at minimum a wild card contender this year. From Robert Bruce, hello Jeremy, hello Tom. Patriots are thin at running back. I think they traded away Sony Michel a little bit early. Are there any good free agent running backs out there, please? I think the player who's going to step up amid James White's injury, I mean, look, J.J. Taylor, Brandon Bolden can help you on special teams. Duke Johnson, if he's on a practice squad or a free agent, one of the two. Todd Gurley's out there. I think Ramondre Stevenson, who was very impressive, mind you, in the preseason, is the next man up. So the Patriots have 4 guys, with 5 with James White apparently out for the year now. I think they're okay at running back. I would like to see Damian Harris be better on passing downs. If he was good on passing downs, New England would not have a problem. From Zachary, Rashawn Sheehy. This was from our earlier Challenge Me. In terms of name of an NFL player, and I drink if I didn't know him. Teacher at my school. That's how you win, Zachary. Good job. His question, though, is Green Bay still in danger of being a bottom team? I think they started the year slow, but no. I don't think they're in danger right now of being a bottom team. I think they are in more than good enough shape right now. Defense is a concern, but between the Lions, Bears, and Vikings, they are the heavy favorites in the NFC North. Daily dose of highlights. Is Dalton Schultz emerging as a top 10 tight end? Let me see if I can quickly pull up his stats over his last 16 games, because that production has been really good. I can't find it. Dalton Schultz, though, has been very impressive. Now, he is not a Travis Kelce. He's not a George Kittle. He's none of those players. But as a borderline top 10 tight end, I don't hate it. Like, he's coming off a 6-reception, 80-yard, 2-touchdown game. He's a free agent as well. I think he's in how about this, Jeremy? That Austin Hooper range. Like, good tight end. Is he elite? No, but in free agency, he might end up getting paid like one. What happened to Andy Isabella? He's not good. He can't track the football. He has not become the route runner to thrive in the slot, and despite being fast, he can't track the football downfield. So the skills and traits are not aligning properly, and he's just a backup for the Arizona Cardinals. He could be, by the way, a trade candidate for an NFL team. From SM, will Jalen Hurts finish the year as the Eagles starter? Producer Jeremy wants to answer this one, so I'm curious what you have to say, Chugs.
RELAX. Everybody needs to relax. Jalen Hurts, he's a good quarterback. He's basically a rookie this year. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to have bad games. Overall, he's looked better than almost every single other rookie quarterback out of this draft class. So calm down. He's going to be the Eagles starter this whole year and hopefully for the next couple of years.
We unquestionably cannot call Jalen Hurts a rookie quarterback. That's ridiculous. I know he's only started like a half season. He spent an entire year in the NFL. We can't call him a rookie quarterback. Absolutely not. Now, he has looked better than some of those rookie quarterbacks. He's a year ahead of them. That's fair. I don't know if we can call him a good quarterback, like as a good starter. At minimum, he's going to be a great backup in the NFL. At minimum. I have not seen enough yet to call him a good starter. I'm down to keep playing him, see what he can do. I'd rather see Hurts than Gardner Minshew. I say yes to this question, but I'm not sold he's the future yet. That's my answer, Jeremy.
Not surprised that you say that being a Cowboys fan.
I've watched him a lot. He's not played great. He is a top 40 quarterback in the NFL. Doesn't mean he's your franchise answer. Evan Hinders, who should I pick up between OBJ or Cole Beasley? It's PPR. How many teams are in this league, Evan? Why are OBJ and Cole Beasley in your fantasy league in PPR? Pick up OBJ. That could be a receiver one for you. Hell, pick up both of them if you've got bad players on your bench. From George Griddle, is it time for the Seahawks to trade for a corner? I mean, maybe. Those of you who watch our Seahawks channel, I've mentioned this before. They're not good at corner, right? I like DJ Reed. Amadi and Blair have not played great at nickel, whatever. There might be some scheme stuff there. Trey Flowers is bad. Let's call it what it is. We've seen this for years now. He's not good. And Seattle knew this. They knew they had cornerback issues. That's why they traded for John Reed and Sidney Jones and signed Bleston Austin and Nigel Warrior. They totally overhauled their cornerback room late in the preseason. They were concerned, justifiably so. So yeah, I would call if I'm Seattle. Maybe Cam Dantzler would be a nice upgrade over Trey Flowers. I don't know if there's an easy answer out there. I like trades in the NFL. They aren't that common. So I'm curious what you guys have to say. Do you like trades? Type Y for yes, you do, or type an N for no, you do not. Now, you also make sure, while you're voting in the comments, make sure you guys are subscribed. If you're not already, you got daily videos on everything around the NFL, the news, the rumors, these mailbags as well. If you want your questions answered, make sure you guys are subscribed. From John, who do you think will be a surprising team to go to the playoffs? Producer Chugs just said the Vikings. They're a good bounce-back candidate. They've had some tough losses thus far. I think Seattle could still find their way in. From what we were expecting this season, I think Carolina's a good pick there. The NFC South looks solid at the top. Panthers, Saints, and Bucks have shown some ability. We'll keep an eye out for them. All of the AFC West making it could be a surprise. That's 4 teams. Is obviously never been done before. Possible, potentially, this year. From Salvador, should the Broncos trade for a wide receiver with all of their injuries? Had Jerry Jeudy been out for the year, I would have considered it. But you've still got Cortland Sutton. You've still got Tim Patrick. Jeudy will return. Even though Deshaun Hamilton and Jeudy and, of course, the now injured KJ Hamler are out for the year, I don't think the Broncos have to bail quite so suddenly and panic trade for a receiver who probably wouldn't start for them in the back half of the year. I think they can survive with, A, 2 good tight ends, and Albert O and Noah Fant, not in that order, and Spencer and Moore and maybe even Kendall Hinton in the short term. So I say no. Denver should stand pat. From Justin Gaus, odds Odell is traded this year. Honestly, almost 0%. Jarvis Landry's hurt right now. The Browns are contenders. And I get that DPJ and Rashad Higgins and Anthony Schwartz have made some nice plays. Odell Beckham, unquestionably, is the best receiver on that team. That is the reality for Odell Beckham and the Browns. So I would not trade him. I think the odds are like maybe 5% in the end. Get your votes in, folks, and rep your team. I want you to shout out your favorite NFL team in the comments section. Get your votes right now. Cowboys R number 1. Can you, Tom Downey, in your best non-Cowboys fanboy mode, give your thoughts? I love how you spelled thoughts, by the way. Thank you. On this, Dallas is 20-3 when Dak throws under 30, 23-24 when Dak throws 30 or more. My answer is no shit. Like, that's the case across most of the NFL. In general, guys, and I'm not saying you're doing this, but there's some correlation, causation things going on here. If you're running the ball because you're winning in the fourth quarter, that adds up. That's how you end up in that situation. I think you ask every NFL coach, hey, do you really want to throw the football 30 or more times? They say no. They would like to throw the ball more early on in games and run the football late. The Cowboys have done that the past 2 games to an extent, especially more so against the Eagles. Ideally, your quarterback's not throwing it 30 or more times. The fact that you've asked him to do so is indicative of your defense not being good. In an ideal world, your quarterback doesn't have to throw it that much. What that normally means is you're winning games late and you're able to run the football. Nobody wants to throw it every single play in the fourth quarter. Ideally, you're running the football down the stretch. So I no doubt that's true. That's not necessarily a causation correlation thing, though.